A lonely 40-year-old single mother gets seduced by a hot young rock star half her age. He's hot, famous, and obsessed with her body. Solène is mature, lonely, and craving the kind of hard, passionate comfort only a young man can give. He wants to f her in ways no boy should want an older woman, and he does it everywhere. Stick till the end to see how this filthy age gap love story explodes. The story begins with Solène, a 40-year-old single mother living in Los Angeles. She runs her own art gallery and has spent years rebuilding her life after her ex-husband Daniel left her for a younger woman. Solène has poured everything into raising her daughter Izzy and keeping her business alive. But somewhere along the way, she stopped living for herself. When Daniel gets tickets to a popular music festival for Izzy and her friends, an unexpected emergency forces him to hand the responsibility over to Solène at the last minute. Reluctantly, she cancels her solo weekend plans and takes the kids to Coachella. Once they arrive, Izzy and her friends disappear into the crowd, leaving Solène completely alone in a sea of young, energetic fans. She finds a quiet spot to rest, but an awkward conversation with an overly enthusiastic festival goer sends her searching for the nearest bathroom. Following someone's directions, she walks straight into what she assumes is a restroom. It isn't. It's a private trailer belonging to Hayes Campbell, the lead singer of August Moon, one of the biggest bands in the world. Solène has no idea who he is. She uses the bathroom, steps out, and finds Hayes still standing there. Embarrassed, she apologizes and tries to leave. But Hayes, completely captivated by this woman who clearly has no idea who he is, calls out to her. He asks her to stay for a drink. Solène declines, explaining she has to drive. Hayes smiles, already intrigued. His manager rushes in to get him ready for the show, and Solène slips away. That night, August Moon takes the stage. The crowd goes wild. Even Solène finds herself moving to the music. Then Hayes does something unexpected. He changes the set list on the spot and performs an unreleased track, his eyes finding Solène in the crowd. A love song sung directly to a woman who wasn't even supposed to be there. Solène feels her heart flutter and quickly buries it. A few days later, Hayes walks into her gallery. He claims he needs artwork for his home in London. Solène, believing him, gives him a full tour of every piece. Then he says he wants to buy everything. Solène immediately pushes back. This isn't a fruit market. But Hayes insists he genuinely loves every piece and asks if there's more available. Solène drives him to a friend's warehouse nearby, quietly steering him away from fans along the way. Inside the warehouse, surrounded by artwork, they start talking. Really talking about life, about dreams, about the distance between who you hope to be and who you became. Solène notices how easy it is to be around him, despite everything that makes this complicated. On the drive back, she keeps stealing glances at him. They plan to go to a restaurant for lunch, but fans block their path. Solène invites him to her house for sandwiches instead. In her kitchen, over the most ordinary meal imaginable, something extraordinary begins. Hayes asks Solène to open up, to tell him the truth about her life. She warns him he might not like what he hears. He tells her he isn't going anywhere. So she tells him how she and Daniel fell in love young, built a life together, had Izzy. How Daniel's repeated betrayals shattered everything she believed about herself. How she stopped trusting people. How she convinced herself she was fine. Hayes listens without flinching. He tells her not everyone is the same. Their eyes meet. And just as the moment builds into something more, her phone rings. Hayes walks quietly to the piano and begins to play. The melody fills the room, pulling Solène toward him without a word. She steps closer. He stops playing, takes her hand, and they kiss. But reality floods back in almost immediately. Solène gently pulls away, walks him to the door, and refuses to make any promises. Before leaving, Hayes quietly leaves his watch on the table. A reason to come back, an excuse for this story to continue. After dropping Izzy at summer camp for 3 months, Solène returns home to an empty, quiet house. Then a message arrives from an unknown number, Hayes. He has tracked her down through the gallery invoice and invites her to spend the weekend with him in New York. She hesitates. She makes excuses. Then she books the flight anyway, telling herself it's just to return the watch. She arrives at his hotel dressed elegantly, heart racing. Hayes opens the door and pulls her into his world without hesitation. Quick pause before things get even better. Hit that subscribe button right now. This story is only getting more beautiful and more complicated from here. Okay, back to Solène and Hayes. They spend an unforgettable night together, laughing, talking, ordering food at midnight, him playing guitar while she listens. In the quiet hours, Hayes opens up too. He tells her about the time he idolized a famous singer, dreamed of collaborating with her, only to be used as entertainment at her child's birthday party. His greatest fear, he says, isn't failure. It's being made into a joke. Solène looks at him and tells him he is anything but. The next morning, Hayes asks her to join him on his European tour. Solène lists every reason she shouldn't. Hayes listens patiently, then reveals he has already bought every piece of artwork from her gallery, clearing her schedule entirely, left without a single excuse. Solène says yes. For 3 months, she travels across Europe with him, city by city, concert by concert, stolen moment by stolen moment. Their love deepens into something neither of them expected. To the public, she is introduced as his art consultant. To each other, they are everything. Hayes pours every feeling he has for her into his music, his eyes always finding her from the stage. But in Paris, a paparazzi camera captures a kiss between them, and everything changes. Photos spread instantly. The internet explodes. Solène is shaken. Then during a relaxed day at a seaside villa with the band, the cracks begin to show. Young women lounge by the pool, and Solène quietly feels out of place. When conversation turns to how she and Hayes first met, one of the bandmates casually reveals that the song Hayes sang for her that night at Coachella was a move he used regularly, a well-worn trick, never just for her. The revelation hits like ice water. Solène excuses herself and starts packing her bags. Hayes chases after her and pleads with her to listen. He swears she is different, that since meeting her, everything has changed. Every song he has written since has been about her. But the wound is already open, and Solène has been hurt before by beautiful words from men who didn't mean them. She walks away, and this time, she doesn't look back. She returns home with weeks still left on the tour. Days pass, filled with memories she can't escape. Then Daniel shows up at her door with his new wife, and during the visit drops a bombshell. He heard rumors about Solène and Hayes in Paris. His new wife is furious, and watching the chaos unfold, Solène realizes something quietly satisfying. The betrayal Daniel inflicted on her for years has finally come back around. Then Hayes sends a message. Stay off the internet. Curious and uneasy, she looks. Their romance has exploded across the world. Fans, haters, headlines. Solène rushes to summer camp to tell Izzy the truth herself before she hears it from someone else. Izzy is hurt, not by the relationship, but by the secret. After a heartfelt conversation, Izzy forgives her and tells her simply, she just wants her mom to be happy. With nothing standing in her way, Solène finds Hayes in the studio. She apologizes. She asks to start over. And for a while, everything is beautiful again. They appear in public together, unbothered by cameras, walking through Silver Lake hand in hand. But the attention doesn't fade. Paparazzi follow them everywhere. Solène's gallery is forced to temporarily close. Then the criticism begins reaching Izzy at school. Whispers, taunts, uncomfortable questions from classmates. Izzy starts asking to stay at Daniel's house instead. For Solène, there is no harder blow than watching her daughter suffer because of her choices. She makes the heartbreaking decision to end it. Hayes pleads with her not to do this, but Solène is a mother first, and she will always choose Izzy. Then one night, Hayes appears at her door one final time. He pours his heart out and then makes her a promise. 5 years. 5 years apart to let the world forget, to let Izzy grow up without the noise surrounding her. He asks her to wait. She urges him not to put his life on hold. He tells her he will always choose her. Then he places his watch quietly on the shelf. Not as a goodbye this time, but as a promise. 5 years pass. Izzy has grown up, moved to another city, and built a life of her own. Solène's world has gone quiet again. Hayes never contacted her during those years, not once. She followed every performance, watched every interview, cried at every song that still sounded like it was written for her. And then one day, while working in her gallery, something shifts. She looks up, and there he is. 5 years later, they're finally free to love each other without fear.